Have you stalled out on a GLP-1 because you've lost appetite suppression or you don't have that increased satiety that you did when you first started? If yes, this video is for you. If you're new here, hey, my name's Allie. I've lost over 130 pounds while taking a GLP-1. And in today's video, I wanted to talk to you guys about something that I'm seeing trend in the support groups. And essentially what this is people are posting that they've reached the highest dose of whatever medication they're on and they've stalled out. And one of the things that's being recommended is that they switch to whichever other GLP-1 med there is. Now, I'm going to give you kind of my opinion based off of the research that I've done, but keep in mind, I ain't a doctor. Okay, so for example, this person posted and said that they were on the highest dose of Zepbound, which is 15 milligrams. The issue is my appetite is back, the food noise is rough. Has anyone ever tried semaglutide instead? Here's the thing. When it comes to switching from tirzepatide, which is dual, to semaglutide, which is singular, it's really going to be a 50-50 shot if it does anything for you. Specifically, when you're going from the stronger medication, right, Zepbound, tirzepatide, Mounjaro, to the lesser. Not to say that it doesn't work, not to say that it can't work for you. Some people make that switch and they do well. But it really is like a 50-50 shot, and we don't have any kind of criteria based off of any kind of research, right? Everything I'm saying is anecdotal based off of my own research. And so, there's kind of like this 50-50 chance if it's going to do anything for you. For many people, they find that switching from tirzepatide to semaglutide is not helpful unless they are at goal in maintenance and they want to switch, right, to just maintain the weight that they've lost. In that instance, yes, people are often successful. So if it's a matter of insurance coverage, right, sometimes that can be helpful because Zepbound may not be covered, but Wegovy might be. So I just want to throw that out there. One thing that I'm noticing when it comes to these type of posts is that for some reason, there is this new wave of doctors that don't want to prescribe the highest dose. There's like this fear of 15 when it comes to Zepbound and Mounjaro. Now, specifically speaking with Mounjaro, many times what I see is my doctor doesn't want to put me on 15 because they're afraid that my A1C is going to go too low. And let me just tell you that there is no guarantee that just because you go up in dose, that your A1C is going to drop lower. Okay? Now, I know that this may sound counterintuitive, especially for diabetics, because, right, the whole point is to get that A1C down. But if you're not doing all the things, if you're not paying attention to your diet, if you're not, right, like your A1C is not going to go down. The medication can only do so much. So just because you're going up in dose doesn't necessarily mean that A1C is going to come down. Can it come down? Yes. And do some people have to go up to 15 and then come down in dose? Yes. But that's something that you can address with your doctor. There's no reason for your doctor to be, freaking out if you're getting regular blood work. And by regular blood work, I mean every 3 months. Your cell turnover rate is 3 months. So if your doctor's not seeing you every 3 months for a checkup, then yeah, they're probably going to freak out and be like, no, I'm not taking you up in dose. That's easily fixed by making a 3-month follow-up appointment and having blood work done, and then you can check it. It's just not that hard. But anyway, I am seeing that as a trend, both with the diabetic patients and with the weight loss patients. So if you're at 12.5 and your doctor doesn't want to move you up to 15, I recommend having a conversation with them and saying, hey, are you going to do this or what, buddy? Because if the answer is no, then you need to find another doctor. It's just that simple. Additionally, if you're on 15 or the highest dose of whatever GLP1 you happen to be on, the other thing you can ask for is Phentermine. Now, I know that a lot of people get this confused with Fen-Phen, not the same thing. Phentermine is an appetite suppressant. Now, here's the challenge that people run into with Phentermine. It can make them feel jittery. It can make them feel, have you ever had like too much caffeine and you just feel like your heart is going to burst out of your chest and you're like, this is terrible, right? It can give you that feeling, and rightfully so. Most people don't like that feeling. So, I do recommend that you talk to your doctor about it and make sure that, of course, your heart is in good standing, and also that, if it doesn't work for you, right, that you can just get off of it. But the other thing to consider is when they did the Phentermine studies, they only did them for 6 months. Here's where the problem is. For many people, they require appetite suppression longer than the trial period or the study period, but many doctors are not willing to prescribe it longer than that. So could this help you for 3 to 6 months? It could, if it's a good fit for you. But it's just going to be a question of, is your doctor willing to prescribe it and for how long? And I highly encourage people to have that conversation with their doctor up front so that you can look into other options. Now, in the same kind of vein of speaking about Phentermine, the other trend that I'm noticing that has me nervous is people who are reaching goal and then doctors are bringing them down in dose, spacing out the days of dosing, and adding Phentermine all at the same time. Now, if you are approaching maintenance or new to maintenance, or you're just looking ahead at maintenance, please understand that there are multiple ways to go about maintenance. And this is by far the worst idea that I have seen yet. So it's, in my opinion, again, not a doctor, just based off of my own anecdotal research. In my opinion, this is too many things at one time. Okay? So what are some options when it comes to maintenance? For many people, they will stay at the dose that they're on, and that becomes their maintenance dose. That's perfectly fine. For many people, they will stay at the dose they're on and space out the dates. So maybe instead of every 7 days doing an injection, they do every 10 days or 14 days or even longer. That's also okay. For some people, they will come down in dose and continue to do an injection every 7 days, right? Also perfectly fine. Others will do, they'll come down in dose and end up spacing out dosing, right? So we're seeing a little bit of a trend there. For some people, they will do a complete reset and try to come off of the meds altogether, right? Of course, that's always a choice. But if you're going to go a route where you're making a change, specifically for maintenance, I have seen too many people that are doing multiple things at one time and they end up failing. For example, going down in dose and spacing out dosing and adding another medication. That's too many things. Guys, it's too many things. It's when you come to maintenance, it's almost like a process of elimination because there is no one size fits all. So it's really important that you find what works for you, and your doctor needs to be willing to work with you in order to have kind of that trial period. And what I'm seeing is that doctors are doing all this craziness, making all these changes all at one time, and it can definitely put you in jeopardy when it comes to your insurance company and your medication coverage. And unfortunately, this is the key point that doctors are not talking to you about, right? Because they're just thinking about treating you for maintenance. They're not thinking about, oh, well, if we start playing around with dosing or take you off of the med and see how you do, well, then maybe your insurance may not cover it, or they may make you jump through all these hoops to get it back, right? So you need to be very, very careful about how you go about your maintenance journey. That's enough of the negativity. Hey, Sega. Hi, you gonna come say hi to everybody? Your nose is so cold. I just went and let her in from outside. Your nose is so cold. It's like a little ice cube on your face. I love you. Oh God, here comes Sushi. Hi, Sushi. Everybody's looking at the back of your head. Hi, I love you. I love you. Your nose is not cold because you stayed inside. Yeah. Okay. We're literally looking at the back of your head right now. But you're a good girl. Yeah, okay, can we get down? Can we get down? Nobody can see? Off? Okay, be careful, be careful. You're stuck over Kevin. Okay, everybody, okay. Oh, I just love you so much. I do, I love you. What is happening right now? Hi. Are you licking my lotion? Don't be a lotion licker. Okay, you get out of here. You guys are crazy. You're crazy, but I love you. Okay. I forgot I just put lotion on. It smells like mangoes. So, she was licking it. Anyway, what I was trying to say is that on a positive note, let's come back around to the point here. On a positive note, what am I seeing that is working for people? So when people are doing kind of the process of elimination, when it comes to maintenance specifically, they do find something that works for them, whether it's coming down in dose or staying on the same dose and spacing out, or coming down in dose and spacing out, right? Like through that process of elimination, they find what works for them, and then they're able to stabilize, right? And just kind of do their thing, which is fantastic. The other thing that's working for people is, getting the dosing right for them and then adding Phentermine. So they are having success, kind of stable, Additionally, there are others who have not reached goal, but they're at the highest dose that are then adding Phentermine and they're losing weight again. So that's also a success point. It's important to remember that it's not a one size fits all. So whether you are looking at maintenance or you're just at the highest dose and you stalled out, there are options, and you can talk to your doctor and they can help you kind of navigate this space. But what I want everybody to walk away from this video with is the realization that if you start playing around with dosing, if you are going to potentially try to come off of the medication, you need to be proactive and figure out, is your insurance company going to ding you for that? Are they going to make you jump through hoops? Are they going to make you do another prior authorization, which could then be denied? And then they say, nope, sorry, you have to try a different medication, right? Sometimes playing around with something that's already working or is already covered can put you in the spotlight with your insurance company, and they go, aha, this is an opportunity for us to pull the rug out from underneath you. And unfortunately, in my opinion, not enough doctors are having that conversation with their patients. So please, whatever you decide to do, obviously talk to your doctor And then secondarily, make sure that you know what your insurance is going to do. If you enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up. If you haven't already, subscribe. I'd love to have you along for the ride. If you are new to a GLP-1, make sure you check out my GLP-1 newbies playlist. And as always, be kind, rewind.